fuck. What happened? Your mozzarella sticks pilot didn't get picked up?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones, the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today I'm joined by comedian Jeff Ross. He's hosting a 4-part Thunderdome-style insult comedy tournament, I guess you could call it.
Sure.
Jeff Ross presents Roast Battle.
Right.
You can catch it on Comedy Central. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for having me on your show.
What's going through your head right now? What are you feeling?
Hunger.
Hunger. That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
One of my favorite comedy clubs is the Comedy Cellar in New York. And right now their kitchen is being rebuilt, so there's no wings. So I'm craving wings.
Well, this might be one of the worst meals you've ever had in your life. So this first wing is sriracha. You know about sriracha, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's no big deal.
Could have warmed them up a little bit.
Well, we didn't want to waste your time, Jeff. You know what I mean? Like, we respect your time.
Who doesn't love cold wings at 2 in the afternoon?
You know, a lot of people know you from the roasts. And somebody who always sticks out in my mind, he's a mainstay there too, is Shaq. And Shaq's interesting because through this job, I've found that interviewing athletes isn't always so much fun for me. Shaq seems to get jokes. Is that just something that I'm perceiving when I watch these things on TV, or is Shaq just kind of different than some of the other athletes in the world?
Shaq's a comedian. Shaq's many things, but he's also a comedian. He gets it, he has a great delivery, and he's a good target at a roast, and he's funny. I was really nervous. One of my first roasts was in Las Vegas for Shaq's charity a long time ago, like 2001 or 2, and I had some crazy jokes, and I didn't really have the reputation I have now, and I met Shaq, who had invited me to the show, and I said, Shaq, you know, athletes don't always have a great sense of humor. Are you and your friends gonna be okay with some of these hard-hitting jokes? He said, no one ever told me to hold back on the basketball court. I would never tell you to hold back at a roast. And we've been friends ever since. He's a champion, and a true champion has a sense of humor about themselves. Good wings. So far the questions are hotter than the wings.
You once wrote that being a comic is like having a backstage pass to the world. And one of the most interesting places that backstage pass took you to was a county jail in Texas,
Right.
where you roasted many of the inmates. I wonder, when you think back on that day, what sorts of things stick out to you?
Oh my goodness, nerves. They had never had that many inmates in one room before. And now you have the different gangs, the white supremacists in the same room as the Mexican gangbangers. And they're eyeing each other, but they're all behaved for a month in order to get into my show. That was the cover charge. So it was a way to bring people together.
How did that experience, if at all, change or affect the way you think about the criminal justice system in America?
Well, I feel lucky that I never got caught doing anything too bad.
Right.
Because I don't know if I would have survived. It's scary in there. And made me realize we lock a lot of people up for dumb shit. I wanted it to work on 2 levels. I wanted to make those people that were locked up laugh, and I also wanted to make us at home go, oh, that's funny, but I also learned a little something about people in jail. I wanted to humanize the inmates.
Did you see how we did that at the exact same time?
Yeah.
Synergy, Jeff.
It's the
wings.
Tapatio. Why do you get drumsticks and I get these bullshit?
You have a drumstick there.
Oh, all right, yeah, one that I'll never get to.
You do a lot of shows overseas. You do a lot of USO shows. I understand that you had a hotel with a mortar attack.
Yeah.
Was that the biggest shit your pants moment that you ever had overseas, or was there something?
No, the biggest shit my pants moment was when we had to go back to that hotel and sleep there that night, because even though it was mortared, it was still the safest place in the Baghdad Green Zone at the time.
Wow.
So that next night was scarier.
Did you
Knowing
sleep
that
at all?
3 floors up was all blown out. No, I didn't sleep at all. I stayed up all night trying to sleep, but eventually got so dehydrated that I had to go to the infirmary.
Really?
Yeah, it was really nerve-wracking, and I didn't have any Ambien. I couldn't drink or smoke any, so you were just, what the fuck? Talk about a backstage pass to the world. As a comedian, to go to a war zone, and I obviously had a ticket out, but hats off to those people overseas. Cheers.
Cheers. So, I know that you love New York City.
Yeah.
If the apocalypse were to happen, let's say next week, and you only had a day in New York City, where would you go?
I'd go see Hamilton again.
You'd go see Hamilton.
I went last week. They said the star of the show was this last week, and you had to see it. So my buddy and I went to StubHub and got last row tickets, and my seats were so bad from where I was sitting, it looked like Hamilton was played by a Puerto Rican guy.
Where would you eat?
Where would I eat? I'd probably eat at the Friars Club.
The Friars Club.
I'd see my friends. I'd have some chicken salad or some chow mein, and I'd see the comedians and hang out and have some end of the world camaraderie.
That's a good way to go out. Ready to move on?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Hot sauce is good. What's it called?
Hot Ones.
I really supposed to spend 5 minutes trying to think of that name. Hot Ones. I've seen hostage videos with a bigger budget and better food.
Okay, so when you went on tour with Charlie Sheen, here's how I understood your role, and you can tell me to what extent I'm right on this or what extent I'm wrong on this, okay? So from what I understand, when Charlie Sheen was doing this tour, it was during that sort of Tiger Blood era, right?
Yeah.
And he's doing this stage show, and from what I understand, it was such a crazy show that there were like open revolts in the audience while the show was going on. So he tapped you as kind of a bullpen relief pitcher guy to come out when things get hairy and sort of settle down the crowd. Is that fairly accurate?
It was a fascinating time. He'd go on stage, he didn't have much of a show, or the show he wrote he wasn't committing to. And yeah, people were yelling out for refunds, and it was getting really weird, and he kind of likes the confrontation, so I think he was kind of rising up to that and digging the excitement of all that going on, but he also knew that it wasn't enough of a show to charge that much money.
Who here has tried crack?
I said, all I want to do is be able to say whatever I want, and I want a hazmat suit and a podium. And they were like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, that's what I need. And they flew me out, and I walk out, and I'm on the side, and this is Charlie's manager. He's trying to push me out as the crowd gets rowdier and rowdier. He's 20 minutes into the show, 30 minutes into the show, you know, and finally, I just wait till it's just literally Charlie is handing out $100 bills to people who are running up from the rafters trying to get a refund.
But that, in a weird way, is sort of something that I would pay big money to attend. The show flying off the rails is kind of better than any show you could ever script.
Imagine if Trump was handing out $100 bills to anybody who disagreed with him.
I'd have to watch. Like, you would have to
You'd
watch
have to go. Did they pay you to do these?
No,
How does this work?
they don't pay us to do it. All this product placement is free. Maybe we sell a couple bottles of hot sauce.
And you guys sell your hot sauce in the same bottles that they do urine samples at my proctologist.
This is High River Rogue.
All right. High River Rogue, I like it.
You do?
Yeah,
Not many people do. It's kind of tasty, right?
I like it.
Roast battle.
Yeah.
And roasting in general,
Yeah.
to me it shares a lot of parallels with rap battling or diss tracks. Have you ever thought about that, or do you see the same sort of parallels?
It's just human nature. We love to take the big guy down. We love to prove ourselves, you know, wit versus being able to take a joke. When we roast battle, the competitors, the roasters, they spend days, if not weeks, going to battle, researching somebody. Sometimes the battlers will have lunch and talk about what they want to go after on each other, and they really coordinate it. So yeah, this to me is about roasting. It's a little different than sort of rap battling. This is like Fight Club for comedians.
Right.
You kind of have to see it to believe it.
Do you get kind of chills when you hit a punchline just right and the whole place goes crazy?
It's just no greater feeling. It's like when I was a kid seeing Bucky Dent of the Yankees hit that home run at the bottom of the ninth. You never thought it would happen, and then boom, suddenly you're made from that moment on.
What is it like when you hit a mic drop, when you hit it just right, when you snap it just right?
You're king of the world. It's like better than food, it's better than sex. You fucking walk off.
That's what I'm saying.
We even saw POTUS do it at the Washington Correspondents' Dinner.
You know, a lot of people give the president credit for being a legitimately funny politician, which you don't often see. Do you
Right.
see the same thing when you watch him at the White House Correspondents' Dinners? Do you see a guy that moves just a little bit differently?
Yeah, I feel like he's way more poised than even some of the comedians that have to go on after him. He's hilarious. He could have been a writer, probably could have been a comedian. Yeah, it's fun to see that because if we don't laugh, we cry. Life is tough. I feel like DJ Khaled dropping some philosophy now.
The only difference with me is I'll rip the fucking door off, rip it off its hinges, and put the hinges in the fuckboy's hands. Like that.
It ain't shit.
What?
100% pain. It ain't shit.
Whoa. That was hard as fuck, Jeff. In your memory, what do you think is the meanest thing you've ever said to someone's face, and how did they react?
Oh my God. I once told Courtney Love she looked worse than Kurt Cobain.
I remember
A couple of years after he shot himself in the head.
How did she react to that?
She went, and then she saw that everybody was laughing, and she looked at Pam Anderson, who invited her there, and they kind of locked eyes, and they both gasped, and then they laughed, and then within 10 minutes, Courtney was pretending to blow me during the commercial breaks.
So she didn't take it too hard.
No. And the next day, apparently, she checked herself into rehab, so roasting saves lives. Kind of like this. Show the human side of a person by watching them get teary-eyed.
All right, so this is number 8. This is the Bomb Beyond Insanity hot sauce. I know that you're a big NBA fan. Since you're the roast master, I think it's only fair that I show you some NBA style picks. Jesus.
The wings are also, holy shit.
Oh.
My body is starting to reject this.
I want to show you some NBA style picks. Some of these outfits you might like, some of them you don't like. Dwayne Wade here.
He's great. Dwayne Wade, great dresser.
Great dresser. What do you think of that suit?
It looks like it's made out of 3 Kevin Hart suits.
Russell Westbrook over here.
Fuck. No comment. Can't talk. Help.
Amari, I think he's kind of killing this one. What do you think?
Can't help you. All my brain function is going towards keeping my composure.
LeBron?
Never heard of him.
Can you rank these?
Yeah. Hot, mild, hottest, burning. Fuck, dude.
Jeff, how you feeling?
Slow it down.
Chill. You want to chill for a sec?
If I'm gonna bite into that, I don't think I can. I want to taste them, but I know my eyes are gonna pop out of my head.
You want to tap out? You can always tap out, Jeff. That's my guy right there.
We'll do this.
Jeff, love it, baby. Came prepared. So this is Mad Dog 357.
Whew!
Do you have any advice for people giving wedding toasts?
I'm sweating out of my nose now.
Every time I go to a wedding, there's always the guy giving the toast, and I can tell that he Googled wedding toasts, how to, and it's always the same formula.
How are you still talking?
All the advice that's out there sucks. You seem like a unique guy with a unique perspective that could offer some good advice.
Yes,
For wedding
speak from the heart. Don't say cunt.
Good.
And
Strong.
keep it short.
Keep it short is the biggest. No 17-minute, nobody gives a shit.
No. Milton Berle once told me after my first roast, they only remember the home runs. Tighten that up. Leave them wanting more.
Jeff, how you feeling? Center yourself. It's tradition around here to dab the last wing, but you are in a tough spot. You don't have to dab if you don't want to. I dabbed the last wing. That was kind of a big ass dab.
What are you saying? There's nothing on that?
There's stuff on it, but sometimes we go an extra mile on the last one. Jeff, if you don't want to, you don't have to. It's not a peer pressure show. Wow. So what I do is I take it fresh out the bottle.
So I'm gonna dab your dab.
Okay, that's good for me because I have a big ass dab. There you go.
Oh, fuck.
Now that you know a little bit about me and a little bit about our show, maybe you roast me, you roast the show while you fight the hot sauce. Are you ready to do this?
Allah Akbar. Woo! First of all, I'm not going to roast your show because this isn't a show. I'm not sure what this is. This is like what people watch while their other shit's downloading. Fuck! What happened? Your mozzarella sticks pilot didn't get picked up? Had a great time, man.
Thank you, Jeff. Jeff, great work. You made it through. And, you know, it's one of these shows. Are you roasting the show or is the show roasting you? It's up for debate. But you made it through. You look great.
Thanks.
Floor is yours. 30-second plug. Let the people know what you got going on in your life.
Oof. Listen, motherfuckers, if you think this is the hottest show, you're wrong. Roast Battle, no holds barred, comedy roasting tournament. The meanest motherfuckers from all over the world, 5 different countries, are all meeting in Montreal to find out who rules the roast.